This is where I found God, and I believe God has a special heart for prisoners.
At Fort Dodge Correctional in Iowa, faith is thriving in ways few would expect. Prisoners are sharing their journeys, and volunteers are building bridges of hope. Stay tuned. This powerful story of transformation is just the beginning.
We are here at Fort Dodge Correctional Facility, getting ready to have an amazing Hope event. Looking forward to see the great things that God is going to do on this day. We just entered inside of the facility, and now we're getting ready to get checked in through the security. We have a great relationship with Iowa Department of Corrections. They have opened up the facility. What does hope mean to you?
Hope? Man, hope for me is just a joy, man. Walking down the right path and just feeling good about it.
Yeah.
Like I prayed for the Holy Spirit, and since then, I haven't had to work. I had just got arrested for having a gun, and I remember feeling free because I was no longer on the run. And I had been on the run for 18 months at that time for a probation violation. But I ended up missing the court date I had, and they sent a warrant to my house. And I read it, and I just cried. Because in that moment, I knew I was still trapped in this life that I wanted to get out of. So that's the moment I would say where I felt lost the most.
I was born March 17th, 1949. That puts me at 75 years of age. I have been incarcerated 5.2 decades on a murder charge. It took me 10 years to finally accept responsibility for what I did. 10 years. And once that happened, I was free. I was free. I accepted responsibility for what I did. Then I tried to make amends, even if it wasn't complete. But God put in my heart, at least try.
You may not be where you want to be. Thank God you're not where you used to be. And even thank God even more, you're not where you could have been.
Our goal is really to expedite that change. And we do that here with treatment classes, with case management, with psychologists. But then to have a group like Prison Fellowship come in and really enforce the good work that we're doing and build on the good work that we're doing with, what we think is really positive in a faith-based program.
Usually volunteers have some fear and like, gosh, what's it like inside there? But our current volunteers are the best advocates for that, because usually what you find out is when you come in, it's like, wait a minute, this isn't anything the way I thought it was going to be. These are just human beings. They struggle in the same way that I struggle, and their solutions really aren't any different than my solutions. And when you identify with people in a human way, and you just recognize that we're all the same, then it's like, wow, it's just different for volunteers.
I got kids that go to school in Fort Dodge. Because of what you men are doing, they get to grow up in a safer community. That's a big deal. I'm so proud of you guys. You're doing the work.
Hey, we are so excited to be here, and I want to invite you to stand. We're going to sing together. It's going to take some time, sing, worship. Just turn our hearts to God as we sing this song together.
Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are.
It energized me to see and to hear the sound that the men were making, the praise that they were giving. Energized me to say that, like, even in a situation that I know for a fact I'd be super depressed and full of anxiety and depression, that they were able to find hope.
God is everywhere. It doesn't matter where you're at, it doesn't matter your situation. We worship in a church or in a prison, it's the same spirit, it's the same God. So it's very easy just to engage, and everybody sang, and it was so powerful just to hear a spirit of worship come through in this place.
He shows a different perspective of what hope means for other people. Sometimes we get caught up in so many things, and to be able to do this and see those guys worship the way they did and encounter God in a different situation, and life experience, it gives hopes to them, but also creates a different hope for us that, God works, doesn't matter where we are.
Prison Fellowship Academy has opened my eyes up to the fact, love your brothers, no matter what their walk. Because there are certain cases in here coming through the system, you ostracize them. They never got into your space. You never said nothing to them. You keep your distance. PFA teaches you to love, teaches you to be equal, not to judge, to forgive. That's PFA, man.
I'm so thankful to be where I'm at today. One thing I started to realize after years in prison was I probably wouldn't have made it out there the way I was living. It was only a matter of time before I believe I would have been murdered. So when I started to think about that, it changed my perspective a little bit about prison and being trapped and feeling trapped. I'm proud of who I am today.
The hope that they received was the same hope that I experienced during my time of incarceration. When I was in my prison cell, I cried out to God, and God met me right there in my cell. And that hope gave me the peace, the freedom, and the inspiration that I needed to make it through prison. Encounter Jesus and see lives restored. Subscribe for more.